Hey, what's going on, everybody? Randy with 3D Junk Removal and Texas Pro Dumpster Rentals. I just wanted to jump on here today, kind of give a little bit of a update of how I've been doing in the business. I know I've posted some other videos. Excuse me. I know I've posted other videos in the last few months about, a little bit about my mental health, I guess you could say. I don't know, not my mental health, but struggling, getting stressed out about stuff. And I think most of it is me doing it to myself. I feel like I've probably still stretched myself way too thin. And I think I spoke about this in a couple other videos. But so I don't know. Going forward, I've been really trying to figure out how to balance this work-life balance. I don't know. For some reason, I'm still trying to fill all of my time with work and or opening up other businesses. I did the real estate, and I got to be honest with myself. I mean, I say it is that it is successful, but I got my license in like October, November time frame, and since then, I have probably spoke with, or I've had, I think about 4 or 5 that were going to buy or sell, and I spent many hours and days dealing with them because I always, just jump in head first. And so I spent a lot of time dealing with these customers that in the end, as of yesterday, one went with somebody else who was going to, who I was going to find a house for and then sell their house. And I've been dealing with this lady for over 2 months. And then come to find out yesterday, she went with another realtor. And then, I had some other ones with some other issues. And I'm not saying that for any no pity party, because that's not what I'm looking for. Just when I got into real estate, and I thought it was going to be successful because I had so many opportunities that looked like they were going to make it to the end, and they never did. So I guess I have to learn the take my emotion out of it, and that is what I have watched a lot of videos about. What you got to do when you're in real estate, and I guess that part of it is the hard part for me, because in the end, when I spend so much time and hours away from my family, and I'm meeting with these people, and then to come to find out they did what she did last night, like, that's frustrating to me, and I don't know if I'm cut out to be in the real estate. I mean, I know it's definitely a place where you can make a lot of money, but I had another deal that was going to close at the end of this month. It was actually in next week, and then the buyer backed out of it yesterday. We were in the option period, and they backed out. And so, there's probably 5 or 6 deals that I was already expecting to happen, and then for one reason or another, it didn't. And I'm guessing that's probably how the real estate world works. It's just not really how I work. I'm kind of loyal, and so I figure if I'm spending all this time with them, I expect it to work out in the end. But so I've been, in August is when I really pushed for my license, and I spent a few weeks studying, and I got my license, in August or whatever, maybe September, I don't really know, and then October. And then, anyways, what I've noticed in my business world is that since I got my real estate license, I think the other ones have definitely, I've slacked off on the other businesses a lot because I put a lot of time and effort into the real estate. And I'm not saying that I'm gonna give it up, but I got to figure something out. I don't know. I don't know if this YouTube channel is becoming just a platform for me to get my thoughts out on, my counseling. I don't know. This is clearly not what my videos used to be about, but it seems like lately my videos are more about, I guess you could say, mental health. I don't know. So I got to figure out a way to do this work-life balance and dial it back down and really focus on what's been working for me, for the first couple years of doing this, which was my junk removal business, and I got into the dumpster rentals. But instead, it's the real estate that I feel like has taken me away from the rest of that, and for what, like, I think I started in November. I've probably we tried to, girlfriend tried to figure out last night, well over 500 hours into showing houses, looking at houses, and dealing with these clients that fell through. And then, it's very frustrating for them to back out like that, so I don't know. I don't know if I'm cut out for the real estate part of it. I still am working with, I've got about 5 other client transactions that should go between now and like May that I'm pretty confident on. But at this point, I don't know if I'm confident anymore because of what's been happening since the beginning of it. So I'm not going to give it up completely, but I sure do got to figure out a way to focus on my other business. And so I started doing that last week. I started back at practicing what I preached in my other videos and getting into the back into advertising stuff because I really wasn't doing it much. And I've seen a big change already in the junk removal company, 3D Junk Removal. I've seen, I just went on a bid today that will probably finish up the rest of my next week. I haven't had a full week of junk removal business since August because I focused on real estate and Christmas lights during that time. So this would probably be the first time I've had a full week of junk removal, and I contribute that to the fact that I've kind of realized recently I need to back off of real estate and go back to junk removal. What makes me happy? That's the thing. Like, I sat down and talked with my girlfriend last night. Like, why am I doing all this? Why am I running around doing all these businesses and like filling up all my time? But really, I just need to figure out what makes me happy. And at this point in life, in all honesty, it's probably, aside from the family, my hobby, fishing. It's definitely that boat, doing bass fishing, tournaments, getting into those, and probably continuing my junk removal because it's fun. I liked it. It may not bring in the money that real estate does, but the level of stress that the real estate brings to me, some people can do it, I guess. Some people are all right, but when I put that much time and effort into somebody and they do that to me, like, it's not good. Like, I can't, the loyalty, it's hard for me. If it wasn't for my girlfriend, I wouldn't have been very professional yesterday. And I probably would have wanted to meet this person or send them some nasty stuff because I spent so much time. That's the bad part about, like, this person in particular. Since I've been talking to them since November, the very end of November, 1st December, and I've spent. I took them to one house like in the last few weeks. I spent probably 45 minutes, an hour the first time. Then they really wanted to go back and see the second time. So I spent an hour and a half in an appointment that was only supposed to be 30 minutes. But I'm not going to rush them. And so we sat there for an hour and a half in that appointment alone, just talking about this house. And then they wanted to set a third appointment. And what happened was yesterday, when I finally, because this was last week, so yesterday I finally got them to start responding to me, and then eventually she messaged me and said she found a house she's going to buy, and I'm like, oh, cool. Did you want me to put an offer on it or what's going on? She said, no, I'm going to use the realtor that was in the open house. She went to an open house and found it, and using the person inside, and it's a lesson learned for me that if I want to move forward with real estate, they have a buyer's agreement, basically a contract, and I didn't have her sign it because I just trust people, and I haven't had anybody sign it because I just trust them when they're talking to me like that they would hold to their word. But I realize people are not like that, and so moving forward, if I do decide to continue real estate, we're definitely going to be putting those buyer rep agreements in place. I'm not going to work with anybody else who doesn't have one because I don't like what just happened to me. But anyways, I just wanted to get on here. I don't know. I guess because it's been a minute since I've made some videos. Maybe because I use this platform sometimes as my outlet. And I know I don't get a lot of views and nobody really comments on them, but it still is a way to let me get it off my chest. And I'm hoping moving forward, I can rearrange my priorities and get back to where I was at. A little side note, like, I guess it's a little more personal, but I was in the Army, and I was at, like, VA compensation wise, I was at 80%, and then last year, about like summertime or something like that, I was able to get it raised to 90, and so this time I used a company, which, if anybody out there is a veteran and trying to figure out how to get up to 100%, reach out to me, because this company that I used, I think I'm number 6 of the people that we know in our group. And I just sent my brother to him, and he's having his consultation with him today, because he's at 90% as well. And I'm confident they'll be able to get him to 100. And so, a side note, if you are trying to figure out how to get to 100%, and you legitimately can, reach out to me, and I can give you the information for this company, because it works so well. I mean, it was so fast. Like, I worked for them anyway, so I was at 90%. Now I'm at 100. I got with this company then in November. I talked to them. I filled out the questionnaires. This was for PTSD. Previous, my PTSD was at 50%, but I talked to them, and it went straight to 100% alone on its own. I talked to them, and in November, then I went and saw the doctor in December. I got the paperwork, and I'd already filed my claim back in June. I just never did anything with it until I spoke to them. I didn't even know anything about them at that point. But so I did my claim in December, saw the doctor. We submitted the paperwork. At the end of December. By the end of January, before, it's like 2 weeks, which was crazy. The VA, once I submitted this paperwork, the VA had their answer, and barely 2 weeks, I got my raise, and it went from, I was at 90% with 50% PTSD, but it changed to just 100% PTSD, and it was under 2 weeks. So February 1st, I got my check, and it was a back pay for all of February. But hold on, I got some calls, and so I'm gonna click off this. Okay, so I'm back. Not real sure. I don't even know really where this whole video is going. I think, like I said before, I just need it's just my outlet sometimes. But anyways, so what I was saying, I think, was that this company, if anybody needs any help with any trying to get their compensation raised, let me know. I was able to get it to 100%, and I probably should have done that a long time ago. But I think I started saying that because, like, at this point now, especially that I'm at 100, I'm not out here to try to be a millionaire. I'm just out here to be able to afford what I want to do. And so that's why I'm sitting here thinking back, like, why am I pushing for this real estate? What is the whole purpose of it? Is it to say that I can do it, that I accomplished it, because I have a feeling that's really kind of what I do with the other businesses? Am I drawn to the money? But then that doesn't line up with what I want, because really all I want is to be able to stay home, run my own stuff. Not stay home, but run my own stuff. Do my fishing on the side, and I coach my kids' baseball team now, and so that takes up a few of my days of the week. But I don't know what's been going on, man. I don't know. I just know that I think this all stemmed back in August when I started trying to push for that, for real estate. Like, why? What was I doing it for? Excuse me. I don't really want to let it go right now, just because I have some that are lined up. And I mean, each transaction does bring on quite a bit of money. And so I know I've already got 5 of them that will be lined up. So I don't really want to let it go right now, but I think I'm going to after that. I don't know. I need to really focus back on the junk removal and doing what I love to do, hanging out with the family, coaching their sports, and getting into my fishing tournaments, I guess. But anyhow, I don't know. None of y'all probably watch this video all the way through anyways. It's just, and I don't expect it to. It's just kind of my outlet sometimes. And maybe I just needed to vent a little bit because last night was a hard one for me when I got that message from that lady. After all the long conversations, long days, long nights, the amount of time that we've spent talking to each other and trying to figure this out, and me to find exactly what she wants. And I have. I mean, I had found. So for her to do what she did, that pretty much, I took that real personal. So, and the one that didn't work out, that was going to close next week, I'm not so. I mean, what? That's actually my girlfriend. We were going to buy that commercial property, and put a yoga studio on it, but the city here that we live in, the city of Mansfield, is giving us a runaround a lot, and they're pretty much going to make sure that we don't get that studio put in there. So I completely understand why she and I backed out of the commercial deal that I had. So nothing against that one, but anyways, for the rest of it, the lady last night, I don't know. That one's going to stick with me for a while and probably be the reason why I go ahead and get out of real estate. But in the meantime, though, man, if y'all know anybody who needs help with the VA, let me know. And we're going to get this junk removal back up and going. Y'all have a good day.